Shit.
Contact forward! Swarm approaching! Marines, head to the core lift. Big freight elevator goes all the way up the main tower.
Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and in today's video I'm bringing you my last of the basic guides for the classes. I finally maxed out my gunner as well, and oh boy had I misjudged this class. In this video we will be taking a look at my Vanguard build. I pretty much was shedding on enemies on intense with this. I'm gonna take it into extreme and give it a thorough workout. But for the time being, I can tell you this is one of my most powerful builds. I will also upload my solo intense run of the opening mission with no consumables. It's a no Xeno survivors run. Even on the last stand, I ended up just shredding everything and coming out of top. Very fun to watch. Although my AI was glitching a bit and prowlers were grabbing me through the walls, but who gives a shit about that? So, this build is focused on you being very aggressive with a powerful assault rifle and a powerful SMG, high rate of fire weapons, and you can flank, you can go behind enemy lines, you can take out enemies at all distances. And for this build, surprise surprise, we're also gonna talk about viable and non-viable weapons, because there is a very specific thing that we need to take care of. Without further ado, let's get to it. The much coveted Kramer assault rifle is something I generally suggest in this game. It's very good. You can get it by clearing the first mission again and again until it drops. It's all RNG. And the Barrage Flechette is an amazing SMG, guys. Very stable, very good shooting cone. That means that it has minimal spread. And if you mod it correctly, like I did here, slide compensator, drop mag, and micro red dot, it can be a beast on the battlefield. It's a weak point damage killing machine. So you can swap this, maybe you can swap this for something more, let's say, versatile. For example, a Twilight or a burst rifle, or maybe even the Pulse or the Halberd. But you need one gun at least. You need one gun on you that can dish out very fast damage, and this ties into the logic of our build. So let's get to it. This is our build right here, is a 160. Again, I'm telling you, like I did in the previous one, don't pay too much mind to this if it's 170 or 160. You want to have the perks that you need. That 10 in your combat rating isn't gonna make that much of a difference if you don't know what you're doing or not using a powerful build. So our main tool here is frag, and then we'll be utilizing stay on target to feed frag. From top left to bottom right goes as follows. Mobility grants you 10% movement speed, 20 stun recovery, and increases the duration of stay on target by 50%. We want this to keep stay on target going, which states dealing damage grants you bonus damage stacks. Stacks fall off when you stop dealing damage. Stacks up to 10 times. That will be plus 25% damage for you on all your bullets, all your shots. That's 20%, I'm sorry. And this will make sure that each one of your ticks drops 50% slower. Now the tricks drop really fast. I have to let you know that. So the logic of this ability is that you never stop shooting. You just keep spitting out lead, hitting enemies, and it will keep your bar topped off. From encounter to next encounter, of course you're gonna lose all that, but that doesn't really matter. Now this whole blue construction that you see here, This all has to do with our remote detonator. The remote detonator is our most important tool in this builder. You're gonna love it if you understand how it plays. I started my video with a couple trick shots from the remote detonator, but really to understand its usefulness, its utility, you have to see it in action performed by someone who knows what they're doing. And the video will have annoyed in this one, and by the end of this one is a very good example of how you should approach this whole thing. So we have remote detonator here, that's our main tool, and disorienting blast. Your grenade now also knocks down all affected targets. Very, very important. And this ties into our need to improve the reach of our grenade. Why do we want that though? Down and out, taken from the universal perks of the Demolisher. You deal 20% more damage to enemies that are stunned or knocked. A gunner and the Demolisher with concussion rockets and his blast wave optimized will fuck up everything in their way with this build. I also made a build for the Demolisher that you can check in my playlist that will be posted by the end of this one. But if they can feed each other stuns, they're gonna be able to shred a lot of critters. So we're feeding into these two. Rapid deployment increases the recharge speed of an ability by 20%. We tie this to our frag. Quick charge increases the recharge speed of an ability by 18%. We feed that again into our grenade. So with these two we have plus 38% faster recharge. How fast is that? Without any other stuff, 22 seconds. But we can make this faster without sacrificing any room here. Enhanced reach increases the radius of an ability by 22%, and force multiplier increases the damage of an ability by 18%. Having more reach is more important than force because we are using disorienting blast. If you do not want to use disorienting blast and change things up a bit, you can have plus 3 on your recharge and plus 4 on your damage. Now here on the left we have Sharpnel. Your grenade now causes targets to bleed, taking an additional 50% of the blast damage over 10 seconds. Not only does this 50% more damage over time, and this on extreme will be very, very important because enemies have huge health pools, like these things are insane. But it also means that you are dealing damage, feeding into stay on target. I tried to test it and I am also almost 100% sure that it feeds into stay on target. Maybe I miscalculating something into the whole mess. I really couldn't find a scenario where something wasn't happening besides me just looking at the counters. But the important thing is the damage itself. When it comes to ticking, you can throw it away in a mass of enemies. It will explode whenever you want by clicking the button again, and in that way you can make sure that enemies that you don't finish off with your gun will be finished off by the damage over time. Focus fire. Damaging a target causes them to take 2% more damage. This effect stops up to 5 times. So enemies will take 10% more damage, and that doesn't only apply to the damage done by you, it also applies by the damage done by your allies. So you're debuffing their defenses by 10%. The dock also has a very nice debuffing auto shooting perk like this. You can check my dock build in my builds playlist by the end of this one as well. Targets acquired. When you have full stacks of 10 on target, your ability recharge speed is greatly increased. Everything ties into this. By spitting out lead non-stop, you make sure that you don't lose stacks. Whilst your stacks remain intact, you are getting faster recharges. That helps your overclock and more importantly your frag. You can have a frag after about 2 magazines of continuous fire on enemies. Now imagine you throw this, you detonate it, you throw your enemies to the ground, they take tremendous amounts of damage, some of them dying outright. Then you focus fire whatever is left, for example a drone or a warrior, you activate your overclock, you start laying on it, And if you fire enough bullets, you'll have your frag again after you're done. When we're talking about overclock of horse, as you understand, guys, this will be an endless stream of bullets, and your stay on target will be full non-stop. So you initiate your frag always, you run behind enemy lines, you clear the rooms, you have to be fast on your feet, so we also need mobility. Mobility is very, very important. It's a gunner perk, you get it. And with this configuration, I was able to, well, perform the things I did in the replay I was playing on Intense, and some other pretty interesting things I was doing in some other occasions, but at some point I might upload like a, let's say, a master clip of insane shenanigans happening on Extreme, or maybe Insane, if I can get the time to get through Extreme and start playing Insane. So, this is the build, my Vanguard build. I had a ton of fun with it. It's probably the funniest one I've ever had. If only we could have a perk that passively heals us for damage. Maybe the Phalanx will have something like that, I don't know, or some other class down the line that will be a universal perk. If we could somehow get health back, that would be amazing for this build. Let me know if you have any ideas like that, by the way. And since I've covered all the classes, you can find something for all kinds of playstyle in the playlist of my builds. I will also start doing weapon modding guides, and of course montages of gameplay, because it's just something fun to look at whilst you're eating your lunch or whatever. Hope you found this useful. I'm making more stuff for Aliens Fireteam Elite every day, so sub, like, and share. It helps the channel tremendously. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!